Welcome everyone to a new episode of Video Explored. I'm Joey Dowd, creator of New Territory Media, and each Friday, I'm going to start the record. Each Friday we are bringing you something new to enlighten and inform your week in the world of video news, updates, topics. So today I'm going to do something a little bit different than I have done in the previous weeks. I'm going to do an unboxing, but before I get to that, I'm going to kind of talk about what the subject matter is that I will be unboxing and how it'll work. So a hot topic has been how to get cameras like DSLRs or other cameras into your computer. And when I did a talk on how to do virtual events, and sort of a lot of times when it comes to doing webinars, presentations, live events, one of the main things you want to do is figure out a way to upgrade the webcam on your camera to something better, whether it is using your phone or using, if you have access to it, a higher end DSLR camera or a mirrorless camera. So there are a couple of ways to do that. And one of the main ways is to get an HDMI adapter for your camera that goes into your computer. And let me switch over here. There we go. So one of the main ones is to the Elgato Cam Link. This is the one I recommended in the video. It plugs into your USB and it has an HDMI input, so you can just plug in straight into your computer. A couple of other options in the realm of Elgato and the Cam Link. You can use Blackmagic has Blackmagic Web Presenter, so that is this big box right here. It is definitely on the more expensive end, but one of the reasons that it is more expensive is it has pro-level connection, so it has SDI inputs and HDMI inputs, and you could actually use this as a very basic switcher, and it will take up to 2 inputs, so you can have one HDMI input and one SDI input, and you can switch between the two if you get this optional front-facing panel. And it also has a connection where you can add separate audio input, so it's a kind of a pro-level feature for a lot of things. I was just using it on a project today that I'll kind of cover in the future as an interesting workaround. But basically, this turns your webcam into any camera that you can plug into it. So not just a HDMI camera, but even if you have higher pro-end cameras that have SDI, you can plug it in here and turn it into a webcam. You plug this into USB, and it instantly makes your camera show up as a webcam on any of your apps, any of your programs. One of the main downsides, though, is it only goes out to 720p. So it's not full HD. If you're just using it for webcam, that's plenty. I mean, most of these web software, Zoom and other broadcasting softwares are kind of capping data at 720. But if you want to use this as an input device into your computer to record something, then that does become a limiting factor because you do want something that goes up to either HD or 4K. Yeah, it seems like I didn't turn the settings. There we go. So just kind of running through the panel here, we've got SDI and HDMI connections. Other option is, go wide again. We've got I'm using it right now, so I can't really move it much, but I have the A10 Mini Pro set up right here. I'm not using it to encode. That's what the Pro feature has. But so even the A10 Mini, it basically is another input device. It does a lot more than what the Web Presenter can do. These are both from Blackmagic. If you have to have SDI, the Web Presenter is kind of one of your only options. If you don't care about SDI, which if you're using a DSLR or something like that, then it really doesn't. HDMI is plenty, and so you can use just the regular A10 Mini. It'll plug into USB in your computer, and again, show up as a webcam source. But now you have a mixer where you can switch between 4 different sources. I'll even show you a preview of what this is actually a Pro feature, but you can kind of see what the output would look like if you have the A10 Mini Pro, but it kind of gives you a feel of like the 4 sources you can have, and 2 audio sources, so my audio is running in here as well. Let me switch back there. Cool. So the main thing is a lot of these things have been hard to find stock-wise. So now looking at this, the Cam Link is in stock. It does say it has a little bit of a ship time. But some of these are hit and miss, and this is also $130. So there have been other things floating around on Amazon, mainly a no-name HDMI to USB capture card. This thing is $20. They're kind of brandless. They have they're sort of like the hoverboard where they don't really have much of a brand. And they just sort of appear and disappear at will. Not really from any certain manufacturer. The one I got is from YUHX. But if you just search Amazon for HDMI video capture, these will pop up all over the place. Here you can see one is even less money, $14. They all look exactly the same. They're probably from the same manufacturer, just under different distributors. So it was $20. I have no idea if it works. I have not opened it yet, so now is a good time to see if it works. So let's unbox it. Go wider. Sorry, I got a million buttons going on here. Okay, so take advantage of this and go picture in picture. That is not what I'm trying to do. There we go. All right. Got a please review us card. We've got the packaging. And so actually this even says, it supports a max input of 4K, but a max output of 1080. So it'll actually, it'll convert, if you are sending out a 4K signal, it'll convert it to a 1080 signal. So it says it works on Windows, Android, macOS. All right, now let's take a look at it. Packaging, and there we go. So it looks exactly like the photo. We've got the HDMI input here, USB input here. All right, so let's check if it works. I'm going to load up QuickTime to do a simple video input on my computer. And of course, it loads on that monitor. I've got 3 monitors up here, and one of them is backwards, so I gotta pull this. Okay. So we'll do a new movie recording. Gotta stop moving stuff, please. Oh, I know what's up. I gotta get out of full screen. Okay. So, one other thing. All right, so you can see I've got, you might not be able to see. That is not what I wanted to do. There you go. Okay, so I've got the webcam. So right now it's set source to the webcam. And you can see I have my camera options that are here right now. These are all virtual cameras. Okay, so let me plug in. So I have 2 options here. One option is I have the CalDigit box. Sorry, I can't really get a great shot of that. This other camera that keeps shutting off. This is the Nikon. So I've got the CalDigit box. This box is great to actually make the MacBook a much more functional computer. So I got some USB ports here, and then I also have the, I've got a dongle, USB to USB-C dongle. So I got 2 options here to see which one works, or if both work, or if none work. So I'm going to plug in to the front of my CalDigit box, and then I'm going to unplug this camera, the Nikon Z6, which is a solid filmmaker camera. Not the best for recording yourself, though. All right, and now let us plug it in. Nothing that blew up. That's good progress. And does it show up? USB camera. Hey, look at that. It worked right away. We are getting a signal from the Nikon camera. And you can see my dark storeroom. And here you go, you can get a nice behind the scenes look of all of this stuff I'm looking at. All right, so yeah, it definitely, I mean, I'm not fully testing this out. It seems a little compressed, but image is definitely coming through. Let's see about audio, if that shows up as a source. I'm not going to be able to check the audio right now, but it does seem that, yeah, the audio comes up as a source. I'm not seeing the levels come through on the bottom as much. Now they're a little bit. All right, not entirely sure. Without really having a mic on to test, I'm not quite sure if it is sending the audio through on this or not. All right, but yeah, that worked a lot quicker than I thought. All right, $20 card works on the CalDigit. Let me just check on the regular dongle on the Mac. See if that does anything. All right, so I pulled it, so it's probably a little crazy. Oh, it showed up as another second source. And yes, it works. Thought this was going to be a longer video of me trying to troubleshoot stuff. All right, so that seems to work as well. I don't really use QuickTime for capturing, so I'm not quite sure if it will give me information like what type of data rate, bit rate, file resolution. I'm not quite sure if it'll show me that information for a video capture. Usually it'll just show you that for a pre-recorded video. And I'm not seeing the information panel as an option here. But yeah, that worked. I know that there was something else I wanted to do, and then as I was thinking of it, I think I don't have enough cables to do it. But my other question for this is, will this also work to use as a video capture device for a phone? So one option that you can use to do that is another dongle, because Apple loves dongles. So I've got a dongle here that is the Lightning connector to HDMI, and so that will plug into the bottom of an iPhone and send an HDMI output. The problem is this was a micro HDMI, and I forgot to stash another HDMI cable in a handy position so that I can test it out. And the only cable I can think of is the cable that is feeding the cameras, and I don't want to unplug that. So that's going to be my next test. I'm not going to do it live now because I didn't plan for it. So, other test is going to be, can I use the HDMI capture device into a phone and see if it will work there as well. Yeah, no, I can't think of another way around that right now. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm going to find out. This was a much less exciting unboxing than I planned on, but I mean, I guess that's a good sign. You buy a $20 device and it actually works, shockingly, as expected. Obviously, this is a very quick test. I mean, it does get a signal. That's a good sign. I am seeing one more thing. Hold on. If we see here, okay, I did get the inspector window that I was looking for, but it doesn't tell me much of in terms of the recording statistics. I was trying to see if it was going to tell me, you know, that it's recording at 1920 by 1080 or what the bit rate is, but it just says it's going to record in Apple ProRes 422. So not what I thought it was going to be. But yeah, that is the no-name HDMI video capture device. So if you're looking for a quick and easy solution to use a camera that you have lying around, possibly to use your cell phone if you have an HDMI output from it, seems like this is a great way to go. It actually works. You know, I want to test it further, see if it works on most of the popular video conferencing apps, if you can pull it up as a webcam on your browser, such as Chrome or Safari. If it'll work in Zoom. Those are other questions to be determined, but obviously a very promising sign. So thank you for joining for this quick episode of Video Explored Live. Tune in each week, Fridays at 1 p.m. Pacific time for a new episode, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. If you use something like this also, let me know in the comments if you use this, if you use Elgato, if you use another solution in order to kind of upgrade your Zoom or your presentation setup. Please let me know. Thank you. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.